I'm Steve Shelley, and I want to welcome you here to our website for the Duramileage Power Module. And I tell you, I'm excited that you are here because I truly believe that this product right here, a Duramileage Power Module, is the solution that you are looking for if you own an expensive diesel pickup, a new Ford, Power Stroke, Ram Cummins, or GM Duramax, and you're frustrated with your really crappy fuel economy and lacking low-end towing performance. Now, for those of you who only have a few minutes to watch this video, quickly, the benefits of this product are increase in fuel economy up to 10 to 20%. Easy to install with factory OEM plugs. Just unplug your factory, plug this in, replug your factory back into it, set this over out of the way, zip tie it down, and you're ready to go. This box is safe. It's only 60 horsepower and 100 to 120 foot-pounds of torque. It doesn't overtax your truck's drivetrain, therefore you don't have to worry about excessive wear on the drivetrain. And we call it warranty friendly because this box mimics the signal coming off your truck's fuel rail sensor back to your truck's factory ECM. So we're not changing anything in the ECM or leaving any kind of fingerprint on the ECM that this product was on there. Now, we started in this industry back in 2003, and from the very beginning, we worked with the working class truck owners. Pretty much farmers, ranchers, people pulling skid steers, in the construction industry, even in the camping industry, people that are pulling fifth wheels or boats and, ATVs and all that good stuff. And from that time, our customer base has always been the working class truck owner, literally who makes a living with their truck. We do not do hardly anything with the hot rod industry that wants dyno chart numbers or black smoke or quarter mile times. I leave that up to all the other guys out there to work with those folks. But we really like to focus our solutions on working class truck owners. Well, back in 2003, when I started in this industry, I met a gentleman named Doc Sadler. Now, Doc was a very unique individual because he started a company called Doctor Performance in the mid-90s. Doc is truly an innovator and a pioneer in this industry because he started while he was in med school messing around with a 12-valve Cummins that he purchased. He started changing the spray angle, the injectors, and the pressures on the pumps, and he went on to set several land speed world records with those diesel pickups that he was messing around with. Well, Doc took that and franchised his business out nationwide, and when I met him in 2003, he was just releasing electronic box that was for the new common rail engine. Duramax had been out for a couple years, and then Cummins 5.9 was just releasing a common rail engine. The box plugged into the truck's fuel rail pressure sensor and regulated that truck's pressure to change the torque curve of the engine. Now, I remember being at a shop one day in Weatherford, Texas, and they put some of their Doctor Performance Twister Series injectors in this guy's truck. They plugged in a box, put it on the dyno, and this guy walked in and said, "Here's $4,000. This is exactly the horsepower I want." And when they did that, the injectors in the box, and man, they exceeded the numbers that they want. The guy who was actually a pig farmer from Kansas that came down to Texas, and he was so excited. And I just remember Doc looking at his engineer there going, "Man, you remember the day when it took literally thousands of dollars of mechanical parts to do that, and now that we can do it really simply with just a electronic box." Well, that's how I got started with this back in 2003. We went on to sell literally thousands and thousands and thousands of these boxes across the nation to the working class truck owners. Doc Sadler ended up retiring, selling off his company, and then I ended up going in and start tuning the Duramax diesel. And if you own an older Duramax diesel and you're looking for an increase in power and fuel efficiency, go to my website, powerupdiesel.com, and you'll see our Easy Tuner there that we still manufacture and sell. Well, 2-3 years ago, I really had so many people calling me. They were trading off their trucks. They were calling me saying, "Steve, what do you have for this new 2011 Duramax? What do you have for this new 2012 Power Stroke?" And at the time, I didn't really have anything, and we tried some different products on the market out there from some different manufacturers, and we just didn't see the results that we were looking for. So I went back to Doc Sadler and I said, listen, there is a demand out there with these new trucks. They're expensive trucks, and these guys are seeing 13, 14, 15, 16 miles per gallon. Can we bring this box back and engineer it for these new trucks? Well, Doc went ahead and invested a lot of money into re-engineering this box for the new diesels, the new Power Strokes, Cummins, and Duramaxes. And so we started selling the box, the performance module here 2 years ago. We labeled it the Duramileage, just because our real focus is to help people get better fuel efficiency. And we typically see, depending on how heavy of a load you're carrying or not carrying, we typically see a 10 to 20% gain. Now, for the people out there that say, well, 20%, that's not very much. Well, if you take a $20 bill and hold it in your hand every time you're filling up your truck and saying, I'm saving this every time that I fill up my truck, it adds up really fast. I mean, my Duramax, I've got over 500,000 miles on it. By me saving 20% on my fuel economy, I've saved a ton of money. And that thing it's an older truck that I've tuned with, custom tuned myself. And I tell you what, you can't beat that kind of savings when it comes to fuel economy. So we brought this box back, we called it the Duramileage, and over the last several years, we have sold thousands and thousands of these boxes. And it has really, really been a great product for the market. It's inexpensive compared to doing any kind of deleting of your truck of its emissions and retuning, because that costs well above $1,000. And I tell you what, it's an immediate red flag that will void your warranty. We call this warranty friendly because all we're doing is mimicking a signal that's coming out of the fuel rail going back to your factory ECM. Your factory ECM doesn't know that it's not just looking at that sensor. So there's no trace left behind, no fingerprint, nothing of that fact if you take this off before you take your truck in to get it worked on. Now, a lot of people ask us, do we have to take this off? It really depends your dealership. I've actually got dealerships that buy this product from us because they've tested it and they can't find it on diagnostics. So they've been buying it for their customers because they know that these new trucks are just getting crappy fuel economy. And so they see this as their solution too to help their customers. So it really depends your dealership. And when people ask me the question, will it void my warranty? My answer every single time is look in your truck's factory warranty manual under aftermarket products, because in there they will tell you what voids warranty and what doesn't void warranty. What I will tell you is if you've got a product that cannot be detected on your truck, you've got a lot greater opportunity not to have your warranty voided. But if you start deleting everything off there and changing, reprogramming things like a lot of these other people offer out there, that stuff is going to throw a big red flag when it comes to, depending on how in-depth the warranty work that the dealership has to do on your vehicle. So as far as the warranty friendliness, it's also safe on the drivetrain. Years ago, I was at Suncoast down in Florida, and I asked the owner, who has since passed away, he took me on a tour through his factory. I said, what point in time do I need to come see you? And he says, when you start going over 100 horsepower, something's going to start wearing and tearing on your drivetrain. Well, this box being only 60 horsepower and up to 110, 120 foot-pounds of torque, I call it safe because we're well below that 100 horsepower and we're not going to be tearing up your drivetrain. It's easy to install. We have videos on our website that'll help you to install it. You can call our tech support number. We will help you over the phone install it if you need it. And we put pretty good instructions in there in English that have pictures on them. But if you need any help, please call us or watch the videos. The other thing about this box, it is under $500, and we're probably running a special right now on the website that you need to take advantage of. But part of the cost of this, because it's not really cheap, it's still pretty expensive, is the microprocessor that we use in here, the software controlled. It's one of the best there is out there. And the reason being is because these new trucks, that factory ECM is a fast computer, and we have to be able to keep up with it. So we had to find some of the best processors in the world, literally, to install here on the board of the little microprocessor computer that's in here. Also, the software that goes in here, the engineering of that, it's not cheap either. So that, plus the wiring harnesses, that all adds to the cost of this. The folks that have the Ram Cummins, that box is quite a bit more expensive because we have to double up on the processors and we have to double up on the wiring harnesses. And I'm sorry that it costs more, but you know, there's a cost to build it too that's added in there. So if you have any questions about this box, I want you to call us. Our 800 number, toll-free numbers all over the website here. Our email address is on here. I'm just telling you, I believe that this is the best solution on the market today if you're a working class truck owner that's just frustrated with poor fuel economy, or your truck is just not towing heavy loads up out of the hole or up hills like you'd really like it to. This box is the solution for that. We offer you almost a 4-month money-back guarantee on it. I highly encourage you, okay, don't run this for a week and say, yeah, I don't know. Run it for several months. Let your truck adapt to the torque of this box. These new trucks, they're so run adaptive that when you go change that torque by about 100 foot-pounds, it's going to take your truck a while to adapt to that new driving. We just bought a new SUV, and they told us right there, don't put it in cruise control for the first 500 miles because it needs to adapt to your driving. Well, that's exactly the same thing. This has nothing to do with cruise control, but run this box. Run it for several thousand miles and give it a great test to see. Run it when you're pulling. Run it when you're empty. Run it when it's cool outside. Run it when it's hot outside. Do all these things that you normally do with your truck to give it a full evaluation, all right? And I'll tell you, we are seeing about a 90% customer satisfaction with this. That means 9 out of 10 of our customers are seeing the fuel economy gains that we're promising them. Now, why does 1 out of 10 not see it? There's a lot of factors involved. It could be the driver. You know, anybody who's married knows that they get a different fuel economy out of the same vehicle as their spouse does, and it has a lot to do with driving styles. It could be wear and tear that's on the injectors. You could have got a bad tank of fuel that you know, is just mucked up your injectors or your pump. You know, we've seen issues here recently with the CP4 pumps that are out there on some of these engines. They're just not producing the pressure that they're supposed to be producing because they have a weak seal in them. There's a lot of factors that contribute to the 10% that don't see the fuel mileage gains. You know, I've had people tell me, your product don't work. Well, then why is 9 out of 10 people seeing mileage gains? Just because you're that, you know, 1 out of 10 doesn't mean the product doesn't work. It just means that there's a factor with your truck or you, the driver, that is causing it not to produce the gains that we're, you know, promising on it. So I just want to get that over to you because this product does work. We have a lot of happy customers out there, a lot. And it seems to be that, you know, as it goes, that one happy person will tell one other person, but one dissatisfied person will go out and tell 20. And that's typically the way it is. I know that's the way I am. When I get something I'm dissatisfied with, you know, I start complaining about it. But we have a 90% chance of this box working for you. If it doesn't work for you, you call us. We'll get it warranty or exchange for you. Sometimes it could be an issue with the box. We've had a couple that went out that a wire had gotten broke in it, okay, in transit. We'll exchange it out for you, or you can send it back for our money-back guarantee, but you're not obligated to keep it if you return it within our money-back guarantee period. Other than that, I want you to select your truck here on this website, whether it's the Power Stroke, the Duramax, or the Ram Cummins, or the EcoDiesel that we've now brought back out again. Order it, get our free shipping. We'll get it shipped out to you as quickly as humanly possible, and run it for several thousand miles, okay? Run it through all those different scenarios that you do with your trailer, without your trailer, you know, however you run your truck on a basis. Run it for several thousand miles. Let your truck adapt to the module, and then give us your feedback. We always love to hear positive and even negative feedback because that helps us, you know, engineer the product better, and all those kind of things that go along with that. So add it to your cart. We'll get it shipped out to you, and I will be talking to you soon. Thank you.